from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself.
Good morning, everybody. So good to see everybody today. Best day ever, right? Yes. Best day ever, and it's a great day to have Calvin Johnson in the house. Yes. Let's welcome him as with an opening chant today.
This one is one you know, so please join in. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yet forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yet forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul.
You know, we used to have a tradition here of greeting each other, and I'd like to bring that back. I was reminded of that today. Why don't we stand up and just greet each other, introduce ourselves you don't know, or just tell everybody a happy Sunday. All right, now we begin with our vision and mission as we come back to our seats. If you'll look on screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So a glorious affirmation of what we are is this community, and we are going forth with this beauty and love and joy that is our vision and mission. So great to see all of you today and opening up. I just want to let you know, first of all, that we had a beautiful service for Jane Addams yesterday, and I'll mention her later in the service as well. She and her art is out in the lobby. She was an artist, and we had it up yesterday to display. And I know not everybody was able to be there, and maybe you don't know her or her art. So I just wanted to leave it up today so you could enjoy it and the beauty of this expression she found later in life. So I'll mention it more later, as I mentioned. We have a lot of things going on this week. It's important to talk about. First of all, we have the screenings of the Bad Faith movie that we and the Interfaith Council are sponsoring. Great discussions afterwards, and I hope you already have a ticket because we're sold out at the college, 400 and something tickets, and in St. Helena, 140 tickets. So it's being well heard. They're free. They were free, but we're sold out, so there's no more room. But you can find it. If you didn't see the movie, it is available online. Just search your whatever streaming you use and search for it, and you can find it online. It's available. Just the value for me for these two coming Mondays is the discussion that happens afterwards. And we do have a recording of the discussion we had here. I'll repost that on Facebook and send links out. So if you're not able to make it on either Monday, you can hear the dialogue that Peter Coyote and I had when we had the screening here at our service. And I think that was in June we had it. So anyway, I think it's a powerful statement that we've stepped into, that we want to reveal the truth in it, not to take sides politically, but to reveal the truth that there is a movement that wants to do away with democracy, basically, and we want to stand in favor of democracy, of the right to vote for all people, and that's where we stand and continue to stand on that. And then we have a wonderful concert on Saturday night, starting at 6 o'clock. That has not changed. Sorry, I didn't put the right slide on. Starts at 6 o'clock. And Shauna is the feature musician and created this video that talks about the beginning of these unbottled concerts and where we started from.
Thank you. Boy, it's a tough room. Oh, I'm used to opening, but 3 people and a bird. Pretty good. All right. So this next song I wrote for Reverend Jay. One of the things that Reverend Jay does before every service, or I should say he used to do, when we were all here together, was after the first song, he'd invite us all to stand up and turn around and greet each other. You know, handshake, a hug, whatever we wanted to do. And I was thinking about this for this particular concert where we aren't really going to be able to do that anymore. And the song is really about no matter what, even if you can't touch each other, we still need to touch each other and make those connections. If not physically, then continue to make those connections spiritually. So this song is sort of talking about the stranger, you know, and back then we were talking about the stranger, people with different colors, but now we're really talking about the people behind the masks, the people that, you know, we're a little bit afraid of. And this song is about not being afraid of your community. The road may be long and your path may feel weary. you may not see your way so clearly, but I'm here to remind you at every storm's end, there's a rainbow and a smile, and I welcome you, my friend. It's just so wonderful to have come full circle and to be here today singing for you. This next song is one that I also did at Unbottled. Got it. It's one I wrote for Unbottled. Our theme last year was called Set Your Spirit Free. So I wrote a song called Set Your Spirit Free. Make it shine, don't let it be. What do you say?
I didn't realize we needed more cowbell. We did. Thank you, Shauna. Drinks, bring your friends and enjoy this. It is a free concert. If you want a reserve ticket with a table and a guaranteed soft cushion chair, then online you can reserve yourself a place. But it's a free concert to bring, and everybody is invited. So, what? There's the correct one. 6 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So also, I'm starting a class in a week and a half, hoping that you will be a part of this class. I'm offering it both in the evening and Thursday morning, Tuesday evening and Thursday morning. And it's a really great way to practice the ways to nurture ourselves, but also to communicate with each other in a way that is honoring each other and finding deeper ways. We're talking today about oneness. Find ways to practice this oneness, to move past our differences and see each other in a clear and experience joy in our lives as a result of that. It's based on a sliding scale registration fee, and you can either register in the courtyard or online. I hope to see you in the class. It starts on the 17th, 7-week class. I don't think that's up there, but a series of 7 weeks. So, and then on Friday the 20th, a fun event we're going to have here, the autumn equinox. It's a ritual and celebration. We're going to have dance. It's a universal piece, similar to what this video shows. That you'll learn the songs and motions with it, and it's part of the ritual of the season of change that we go through that we're celebrating at that time. So, and then the following Sunday, Bodhi, one of our musicians, is going to have a quantum sound healing ceremony, a soundscape oasis. And what's lovely about this, it'll be after the service at 1 o'clock. You get a chance to go get something to eat and come back. We'll have snacks too. If that's enough for you, that's fine. But you can either sit in a chair or lay down and just have that that beautiful feeling, vibration come over you as a healing experience. So, and now we'll begin our. Oh, and then the Spanish-speaking services. If you know anybody that would prefer to watch services in Spanish, we have links for that. It's on our website, and you can get that information as well. Meditation at 6 p.m. every Wednesday evening, a rotation of practitioners and myself who lead that. Always a good way to complete our evening and move into the evening in peace. We're always accepting prayers. We have, in the lobby, we have prayers as well as online. Or if you want to stay after the service, we have practitioners who can pray with you one-on-one with an affirmative prayer. Always a powerful way to feel that connection and that love that you may be struggling to find. I know I would say my own prayers this week, and I think all the practitioners and probably most of you are with the families that were affected by the violence in Georgia and the schools, and how hard that was when I first heard it, being a former educator and really just being a human. It's hard to hear. So our prayers go out to all of them as we move into this sacred time for prayer.
shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Just lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
And thank you, Calvin, for bringing that high consciousness into our room, as usual. And I just want to say, let's just go inside now and bring that consciousness in to the center of our beings, and just be in peace for a little bit with some deep breaths, knowing that God is always with us, all around us and through us. And just give ourselves a little filling up of that consciousness. Let's bring ourselves back into the room. You can move your feet or move your hands, and just know that we are all here all the time, just as God is, so that you can bring Spirit God, whatever word you use, into your spirit, into your life, into your body at any time with some deep breaths. Namaste.
Thank you, Monica, for that beautiful meditation. So what's one of these rituals, one of these celebrations we have in this community is when one of us has studied and pursued a license. And just a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, Monica was a newly minted practitioner. And a year ago, we welcomed 6 new practitioners, but today we're welcoming a new minister. So could Georgia Davis come up here, please? So to give you To give you a little background of what it means to become a minister, you have to first become a practitioner. And then you go back to school. You've already been going to school for being a practitioner. And then you have to go around 3 years of classes. And when you finish the classes, there's testing. And the final thing you do, now if you were at her graduation, last year you saw her graduate, that means she's completed all her classes. But there's still processing of testing and this oral panel where a minister and other practitioners kind of grill you. I hope it didn't feel like a grill. But they ask you questions to make sure, not if you have the knowledge, but if you have the consciousness to be a minister. And I wrote a letter saying she does, but they didn't take my word for it.
I think they did.
Oh, good. So she passed that. And so now she is officially a Center for Spiritual Living licensed minister. So we just welcome her, and I just have a few questions for you. And like the practitioners, I ask them to answer these questions with an I am, because it's not an I do, because it is a agreement of consciousness that I attest to, and I want her to affirm this in front of you. So, Georgia, do you agree to be in alignment with these spiritual principles and to be the basis of your serving, your teaching, and speaking?
I am.
I know it doesn't quite grammatically work out, but you get what I'm doing here.
I am.
Do you so dedicate yourself to the principle of oneness so that the spirit within you reflects in all aspects of your life?
I am.
Will you dedicate yourself to the practice of knowing for yourself and others that they are a perfect spiritual person, perfect in mind, body, and spirit?
I am.
Yes. And I commit to you and to this community that I recognize and honor you as a licensed minister and agree to support you in thoughts, prayer, and affirmation.
Thank you.
And I ask you, as a community, would you all please stand up? And your answer is I am also. Are you willing to recognize and honor Reverend Georgia Davis as a licensed minister and agree to support her in your thoughts, prayers, and affirmation? I am. Good. Let us welcome Reverend Georgia Davis. You may be seated. Any thoughts you want to share?
Well, thank you very much. And thank you online, too. Like Reverend Jay said, my journey, this portion was actually 4 years because it took me that long to finish my ministerial studies. Previous to that, it was 2 years of practitioner studies. And previous to that, it took me a long time to finish all my prerequisites because at that time, I think there were 6 classes that are prerequisites.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I was taking like one a year because I was serving in the choir at my previous center. So it has been a long journey, and it was very interesting to go through the panels because I felt like my panelists were more concerned that I was set up well to provide the service that it is to be a minister and to take care of myself. That was really a lot of the questions. And it was an interesting process because, to tell you the truth, my husband Jim and Reverend Jay were more nervous than I was. Because in my faith, I knew that whatever the process was, whatever the outcome would be, that God did not bring me anywhere to leave me. So I accepted whatever would come, and I did my best, and I spoke to what was true for me. And so there was nothing to fear.
Amen.
So because no matter what, no matter how I make these steps next in my ministry, it is important for me to honor how I care for myself so that I can care for those who are there to be served. So thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
For honoring me, for supporting me, for being the community that helped birth me into ministry. Please acknowledge yourself as that.
All right. Thank you very much.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
So next Saturday, before the concert, my mom is having a birthday party here, and she's turning 88. And she wants to invite all of you who want to come, even online, but please see me after the service so that we can count you, so that we have enough pizza, enough cake, and the band Beyond the Fab Five will be playing. So you can even stay afterwards and go to, the Nuclear Blonde concert too. But please see me after the meeting.
Take a break
or after
between the two.
Yeah. Or take a break. But please let me know either after today or email me at revgeorgia@nvcsl.com.
Oh, and that's another thing I want to mention. This is her new email, revgeorgia, and the same last part as I have at nvcsl.com.
So thank you, Jay, and thank you, the board, and thank you to all the community here and Centers for Spiritual Living.
Yes. All right. Thank you. You can take that with you. All yours. Everyone, for your support.
With this woman for a very long time. We joined the choir at the center in Santa Rosa. We auditioned on the same night. And the one thing I have to say about this person is because of her, I know I have been loved.
Oh.
I know what that feels like. I cannot close my eyes. I cannot count the cost of all that has been broken, of all that has been lost. I cannot understand the suffering that life brings, war and hate and hunger, and a million other things. When I've done all that I can, and I try to do my part, let sorrow be the doorway into an open heart, and the light on the hills is full of mercy. The wind in the trees, it comes to save me. This silence, it will never desert me. I long to hold the whole world in these arms. May all things be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings everywhere be free. May all beings be happy. May all beings
Calvin, I missed you last time. I wasn't here. What they say, I was talking about loving kindness just last week, and what I've heard, and I believe it now, it's more affirmed now, is that a song is a prayer prayed twice. So thank you. So we're here today to continue this theme about being truly awake and fully alive, or fully awake and truly alive. I guess that's interchangeable, right? But today I'm talking about waking up to oneness. Now, what I want you to know about waking up to oneness, that's not about getting up in the morning and instantly going, oh, I'm one with all that is. It's not even a one-time thing. It's a thing that we do every day. And often it's because we recognize we're not in alignment. We're not in oneness. That there's something amiss, so we go within and recreate that. And it's not some mystical, like the light comes down and blinds us kind of thing, but it's more about just a sense of peace within us. A sense that all is well. A sense of joy and gratitude. Or I would say joy or gratitude. It's not even all those things. It's one of those things we feel. Beyond understanding, it's not about the five senses of seeing and hearing. It's beyond those, and a sense of something is greater that's going on. And like I mentioned, sometimes it's because we find ourselves in judgment, or putting somebody as an other, or blaming somebody, or somebody is blaming us, criticizing us, judging us, and we recognize there's some separation there. And we can recognize, as we go deeper, that there's a oneness there, that we are all connected, all in this symbol of life that is the truth. Often I think about this oneness that is around us as like a bicycle tire. Bear with me on this. So the roundness that the tire is like spirit. It's like consciousness, a divine presence. It's not an entity. It is a beingness that is around us that we can depend on. But the tire itself is full of those wires, the spines of the tires that are going either which way, that can get loosened up, they can get bent. And a matter of fact, the way that a bicycle repair person trues a wheel, which means it's meant to be straight, is they tighten up those spokes or they loosen them up. So sometimes I need some tweaking, to kind of loosen and tighten and true myself and align myself. I also know in that metaphor, if the inner tube in the tire gets deflated or punctured, the tire itself is still in integrity. It's still that strength that's there, and I might need to get a new tube. I might need to repair. I might need to reinflate myself, reconnect myself. But that tire that's infinite, that's not bound by simply a tire, it's bigger than that. And we can always step back into that and notice all those spokes that are going every which way, that are our own inner stuff going on, or the inner stuff going on with other people. And when we're in this place that we can be a witness, what's going on? And we can know oneness. We can hold that. A story of the Garden of Eden. I know I talk about this all the time, but just bear with me. Why? Such a symbolic, allegorical story it is, that we were in this garden kind of ignorant, and we wanted to be conscious like them. First of all, uses the pronoun they. And more, I don't want to use he or she as a pronoun for the universal spirit, but it seems impersonal. I think they fits. They is the collective consciousness of all beingness. And Genesis uses that pronoun. In all the versions, it is a plural they. So we wanted to be like them, so we ate of the tree where we would know good and evil. That's about duality. It's not oneness. It's the world that we live in. We were put into this human world where we experience good and bad, hot and cold, warm and indifferent, and apathy and violence. And we want to, and all races and colors and cultures, and we want to separate people into groups to figure it out in our brain as good people or bad people. And instead, when we can go back into this tire, this circle, we can see all those differences. We can see the diversion, the opposites, and hold it as one, because then we are like them. Knowing the unity of all life holds apparent opposites, apparent differences, because that's with our five senses why we perceive it. But it's not. We are all connected. I know when the school shooting happened, when I first heard it, I mean, I haven't been in a school that where there was a shooting, but we had drills and we had scares, and we were only miles away from Columbine when it happened, when I was in Colorado. And it just, I have a great deal of empathy for it, and anger. God, such anger at it. But my anger wants something to direct towards, because I'm uncomfortable with anger was just inside of me. So I want to blame that boy. I want to blame the father. I want to blame the mother. I want to blame violence and guns. I want to blame something. But in truth, if I can step back, I can see all of this, and I can see that on both ends of the gun, there was a victim. It was a rough childhood and rough young adulthood, and a dad who just wanted to find a way to bond with his son, and a mother who struggled with addiction. And people that want to protect themselves from fear, thinking that guns are the answer, and I can have empathy for it. This is not an excuse. When we are in oneness, we can do a both and. So a both and means I can hold two opposites and truth as well. I can know that this boy was challenged, and I wish he had better role models in his life. And there needs to be accountability for what happened. And that's instead of a yes, but. Now, yes, but, now, but disagrees with it. So somebody who is doing a yes, but would say, yes, that was a tragedy, but he needs to be punished. You feel the difference in that? There's a contradiction. There's not real compassion. There's not real empathy there. It's a discount of that. It's like, gosh, just have empathy for that and the highest and best. Also, we need to be aware and recognize what is ours to do in this situation. I'm not a judge. I'm not an attorney. I'm definitely not in that school system. So I don't need to get my emotions wrapped up in that. I can feel what I need to feel, think what I need to think, and let the rest go. I don't need to let that situation hijack my peace. I can know their truth. I'll tell you what. I can do action. I can be called to action to help young men. I can be called to action to support teachers where they're at, support a system. And I can support action on gun reform. Not out of anger, because anger never does action that makes a difference. It just creates more anger. Hate creates hate. But out of love and security and safety for others, I can advocate for gun reform, particularly around assault-style rifles. I'm not one. I believe in the Second Amendment. I will support people to have the right to have guns. I'm not for that, but I don't want weapons of mass destructions available in our society. It just doesn't work. Too many people die too fast. So this is what I'm saying. But I can do this in oneness. It doesn't separate. I don't find blame or shame or fault with anybody. I seek solutions, but from what is mine to do, not trying to say what other people should do or not do. That we can be in this place of love and compassion. What I know about this process of waking up to oneness is it is an ongoing mindfulness and creative process. I love this image. I've used it other times. And there's a couple reasons I love this. One is it shows people weaving this oneness, and it envelops the earth. It's bigger than the earth. It's beyond the earth. It is not about all the people on this planet being one. It's about the entire universe being one. That we create together. We create as one. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity Spiritual Centers, says, "It is the law of spirit that we must be that which we draw to us. If we would draw to us love, we must be loving and kind, and we would have peace and harmony in our environment. We must establish it within ourselves." So if we establish this oneness that is, we establish this clarity within us, that when we interact with people, we seek to understand rather than be understood, as St. Francis in his prayer says. To console rather than to be consoled. And to love rather than just seek to be loved. To be allowing and connecting with people and allow that oneness to be. So, this oneness, if we know oneness, if we can know it within us, we can experience the oneness within us. Just like Charles Fillmore said, we can know it within us. In this oneness, we can offer a prayer, a blessing, a loving kindness from this place of oneness, but we can't do this when we're out of alignment or not in oneness. It's the basis of the prayers of our practitioners, to know peace, to know love. If you're a Star Wars fan, the character Obi-Wan Kenobi, I've never heard George Lucas say this, but it's just so obvious to me that this name, because he was this mystical ancestor that guided Luke, through his, to go with the Force, be with the Force. But his name says Obi-Wan, and know me. Obi-Wan and know me. So if we are one, we can know this. We can know spirit. We can know a deeper self. If we know love, we can be. If we are being love, we are love. So it's about being this oneness, and then we can know love, peace, and joy. Jesus was famous for saying, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." That's not. I am the way, the truth, and the light. That is right. The light, not the life, the light. Yeah. But we also know that the Aramaic, the language he spoke, didn't have a "the." So it is really I am. And the I am is a little symbol for the name for spirit. He's not talking about I, meaning that, but the big I am is the way, the truth, and the light. And we experience that. And he also talks about the Father and I are one, but in Aramaic, what he's talking about is really the word Abun, which is Father, Mother, Creator. So the Father, Mother, Creator, and I are one. He told his disciples before he was talking about he may not be around forever, and what they said, but what will we do without you? And he goes, you know what spirit is. If you know me, you know spirit, he said. Because I am one, then you can know this oneness within me. But he didn't say it as I'm the only one that is one. He didn't say, only if you know me. I mean, he said it, but it's kind of more, he was saying only the I am then you can know spirit. But he also said, you can know spirit yourself, and then you can go out into the world, and people will know oneness through you, will know the spirit because of the way you are being, know your consciousness. He said, you will do greater things than I did, because you know this already. and you can know it, and you can be that, and that we are part of that edict to go out in the world and be this oneness. It's interesting about what Jesus talked about because he said, follow the commandments as you go out into the world. Now, you got to know what he's talking about here. He's not talking about those 10 commandments. He's not even talking about the 613 commandments listed or laws listed in the Old Testament and the Jewish text, some of which are pulled out of context when the other ones are ignored. For example, you're not supposed to wear clothing that is of different kinds of clothing. So any of you wearing polyester and cotton blends, I'm sorry, you're going to be stoned to death today. and also, you're not supposed to eat or hold pigs on sacred days. Well, today is the opening weekend where people are holding pigskin, and they fight over who's going to hold it in the great ritual of football. I don't think that's a sin. I will say, though, it might be a sin if you look up scores during this service. I'll tell you what, I'll forgive you of that sin, as long as you don't tell me what the scores are. No, that's not. And neither is any of the other fictitious stuff they pull out of there calling those. Jesus talked about 2 commandments, just 2. He said above all else, and they're really simple. They're both about love. Love each other, love your neighbors, and love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body. That's all. Just do that. Forget the rest. Just love. And when we're in this place of love, when we're in a place of this oneness, we find this love so much easier. It's easier to find in all ways. That doesn't mean that this oneness is sameness. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living, said, I believe in the individualization of the Spirit in me, and all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. So you can imagine us to be in the ocean of oneness. That's all one water, all the same content water, the same beautiful life is. And we are a wave that rises and falls. Rises up in our individual expression, our beautiful expression, and then falls back into the oneness that is all life. Whether you think that is your life that rises and falls, or a moment you have, a time you have, whatever that is, whatever how you imagine it to be, we are all one. We're connected, but it is this beauty that we have. What I notice is that the words that we describe as physical traits of people, like somebody will say, well, who are they? What do they look like? Like I go, well, how do you describe people anymore? Because colors of skin, white, brown, or black, there's so many shades and variations, you can't even say that one person is this color or that. Hair color, well, I'm not going there. That can change from day to day. Man or woman, that's up to subjectivity too these days. Country of origin, I might know their country of origin, but that's an assumption. If I describe somebody that way, how would you go look for somebody for that? And height, that's a relative thing. You can say somebody's shorter than average or taller than average, but you wouldn't want to call somebody short. I know when I go to the Netherlands to visit my grandkids and I step out into the airport, I look around and I am average there. Seriously, it's the tallest country in the world. The average height of a man is 6 feet tall. So I just feel average there. Also, a lot of people are white there, so that helps too. So I see you mirror my reflection. But here's I want to introduce you to somebody. Her name is Oksana Masters. She is a Paralympian who's won 20 medals, 10 of them are gold. Multi-sport, amazing athlete. But I want to let you know this is her life was hard. To getting there was a big challenge. She was born in 1989 with birth defects caused by radiation poisoning from the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. She had 6 toes on one foot, which she said when she was young, she thought that was pretty cool, by the way. She had webbed fingers on each hand, no thumbs. Left leg was 6 inches shorter than her right, and missing weight-bearing bones in her legs. After a series of surgery, eventually her legs had to be amputated above the knee. 7.5 years, multiple surgeries in orphanages in the Ukraine. But what's interesting about it, she didn't let that define her. She became a star athlete, like I said, multi-sports. And how she transformed remind me of a couple people that we've had to say goodbye to recently, who transformed their lives. So Jane, dear spouse of Jean over here, you see her art in the lobby. She was an engineer for the first half of her life, built skyscrapers and architectural magnificent, she's known for this. And it was just this beautiful work that she did, yet something was calling her as a new life. So she went back to school and became a social worker, worked at the state hospital, became this compassionate character, supervised other people becoming social workers, and became this beautiful person that she was before her passing. And then the other person is Joseph Peatman, whose celebration is on September 22nd, Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Elk Club. But he too was this lawyer who a lot of people didn't really care for him because he advocated for developers. The city council kind of didn't want to deal with him. And when he retired, he transformed into this gentle, compassionate person for the homeless, for the working poor, for the elderly, and used his skills working with developers to create developments that were sustaining the Gasser Foundation. It's not by accident that the road down by the movie theater behind Home Depot is called Gasser Drive. All of that is their property still, and they still maintain, because they maintain that property, they're able to maintain this amazing wealth of money for nonprofits here in the city of Napa and the county of Napa. And we just appreciate what a great man he became. And what I'm saying is that we're not defined by our past. We can always change and transform. No person ever crosses the same river twice, because it's not the same person, it's not the same river. I always think that as I cross over that walking bridge as we come over here. And for Oksana, the same was true for her, that a woman, her name was Jane Masters, who, let me make sure I got the name right. Gay Masters, sorry. Gay Masters is her name, and this is her mom here. They look a lot alike, right? Yeah, obviously, Gay adopted her. She was a single woman, and had kind of given up on her own family and decided she wanted to adopt somebody. She was a speech therapist, and I go, well, I want to get a young baby, because I know how important that young age is, and how I can mold them and bond with them and love them. But she saw one picture of Oksana, and just something about her said, that's my child. And she fought for her. Ukraine quit letting people adopt. And so she waited for 2 years after doing the work, and she finally got there. And Oksana, when Gay Masters came in there and said hello to her, she goes, I know you're my mother. Because she pulled out a picture that she had been holding on for 2 years, because she had been chosen, and they both had to wait an eternity. So together they started this life, and both of them say they couldn't be more different, where Gay Masters was more of a book reader. Oksana was a tree climber. Yes, nothing stopped her. In fact, her sports became her therapy, both her physical and emotional and healing therapy, because as stories came out about the orphanage, it was an atrocious life of abuse and cruelty. And so she put her from this, she came home with Gay, and then became this, multi-sports, winning so many medals and so determined in who she was and how she was. So we have to find this deeper connection that we have to be the truth of who we are. And we know that any judgments we make of anybody is holding them back, is holding them where they were, and they can cross the river and be somebody else if we let them cross that river, right? She said that she felt most exposed when she would take her legs off. That was more vulnerable for her because she didn't accept her own self. And now she's accepted her own self, her own oneness, her own deeper connection. And so she's freely taking off that. And how we see her, do you see a whole, complete, and perfect person there? That's the question, how we perceive people and know this. I know this to be the truth of who we are and how we open up and how we can be in this place of oneness. What I know is that Senator from Georgia, Reverend Raphael Warnock, said that a vote is a kind of a prayer about the kind of world you want to live in. I believe that. We need to make sure you're registered to vote and know that this is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. But I also know this is a both and. Yes, and. A prayer is a kind of vote about the kind of world we want to live in. So in this place of love, in this place of oneness that we find within ourselves, let us know the truth about all life, about all people, that we are one, and let's act from that to create the world that we want to live in. Let us go to prayer. Let us just feel within us that oneness, that truth, that aliveness that is Spirit itself. I know in this moment that God is with us and around us and always is. That we just allow this sense of peace and love be this deeper connection. And I know that is true. I know it is from this place of oneness as Spirit moves through us through healing and deeper connection and love and joy and peace and gratitude. And our portal is this oneness. So we align ourselves in this oneness, the spokes of the wheel, and allow Spirit, and I know Spirit does, move through us as us. Because that is the nature of Spirit, as we allow it. I know this to be the truth of life and love in this moment, as I release it and let it go, and know it is so, and so it is.
Excuse me, the heat caused it to go out of tune. You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You'll embrace the sun in the autumn sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her heart for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In God's arms she fell as her walls came down among the fields of gold. God, you are with me, and I feel your love among the fields of barley. I embrace the sun in the autumn sky as I walk in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken. But I swear in the days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. We'll embrace the sun in the autumn sky as we walk in fields of gold. As we walk in fields of gold. As we walk in fields of gold.
Now's the time in our service we invite you to participate in the law of circulation. We appreciate any donations you've given to us in the past or today or in the future, knowing that it supports our vision and mission. If we could have the ushers come forward, please. We know that which you give circulates in your life, bringing you an abundance of joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you for being a part of this community. If you take either what you're giving today or what you representation, what you've given to us in the past or what you give us in the future, and place it over your heart and say the affirmation that's on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Finish. I am the heart, I am the hands, you are the heart, you are the hands, we are the heart, we are the hands, we're a blessing to the world.
So we appreciate everybody being here today and celebrating with this community, welcoming all those people online as well. If this happens to be your first time here, either online or in person, we would love to acknowledge you, give you a gift. If you're willing to raise your hand or have your hand raised for you, either one. Yeah. It's hard when you're called out, though. We acknowledge you. Thank you for being with us. We have coffee and refreshments after the service. Get to know us. I'd also like to give everybody an invitation. I'll be under the shade after a little bit out in the courtyard. If you have any questions or just want to come talk to me, it's easier if we all sit in a circle so we don't leave anybody out. So I'll be over there after the service. So join me for that. But we have a blessing for our new people, and we raise our hands and we say what's on the screen. We bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. Good. If our practitioners could come forth and stand up here. And then do we have any children? I don't see any yet. We'll see if they come in. What? Well, we do. Grace. Welcome, Grace. You didn't have raise your hand either. I've never seen you here before. Once or twice? Okay, I didn't. I forgot. My fault. So. So we will bless Grace and bless all the children here. Whoops. Let me change slides here. We love you. We care about you. And we're here for you. And so it is. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Please stay for prayer if you so want to. The practitioners are here for you to do that. Just keep your seat. All those others who are ready for coffee, go on out and enjoy that community time as well. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through us right now.
Something wonderful is happening through us right now.
I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I am so grateful.
And I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now our closing song.
Let there be joy. I make a stand for joy. Let there be peace. I make a stand for peace. Let there be love. I make a stand for love. We are making a new world now. Rejoice. I make a stand for joy. Let there be peace. I make a stand for peace. Let there be love. I make a stand for love. We are making a new. One more time. Let there be joy. I make a stand for joy. Let there be peace. I make a stand for peace. Let there be love. I make a stand for love. We are making a new one now.
Let's go make a new world now. And so be